This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Put it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine.
All right. My name's Edna Whittier. I'm from Floyd, Virginia. Lived here in Floyd for the last 4 years. For myself, I grew up in Michigan and came out as a bisexual in 82. And I came out up north. I came out in a university town that was very accepting. So it was, and my family was extremely accepting. My older brother is gay, and he's been with his partner for over 30 years. So my family knew about my older brother, and when I came out then, it wasn't a big deal at all. And I came out in a northern state in a very university setup. I come down here to Virginia, and it's almost like being back 20 years ago. That sense of being closeted. By the time I left Michigan, the rainbow colors they were kind of passé. People didn't wear them as much. It was more, well, we're accepted, so we don't have to declare ourselves. People know that this is my partner. We can adopt children. That's the way it was up in Michigan when I left. And then to come down here and see that I lived in Roanoke for about 7 years before I came to Floyd, to see that wearing the ribbons and wearing the colors were as important as it was when I was in Lansing in the 80s. For me, because I'm bisexual, I'm one of those people that can choose. But for other people, it's not a question of choice. They've known it since they were 4, 5, 6 years old. And that's a real struggle for anybody, again, living in a town that's so conservative. So coming here was like going back 10, 20, almost 30 years to what it used to be like up in the northern states. How did I get to know Jim? Yeah. In the process of him being in town, having moved to Meadows of Dan or thereabouts, he got interested in restarting the PFLAG in Floyd. It had been originally started, I guess, about 10 years ago, so sometime in 2006 or 7, but it had faded back, and he wanted to get it reactivated. He was concerned about the high school students, the fact that it's really hard in a very conservative town, in a very conservative county, in a very conservative state, to deal with all the emotions that happen when you're going through puberty and trying to figure out, what is your sexual preference or what is your orientation. He's trying to get the principal, the teachers, to be aware of the hidden community the ones that the students that unfortunately are liable to suicide because they've got there's nothing visible they're helping them. So he wanted to really become a more of a visible conscience, I guess, for the community. He started the Pride Parade that we do now. We're in, I think, our 4th year. He started that. It was just a simple march with flags down to the village square in Floyd, where somebody with drums and tambourines led us in music. Since then, it's increased in terms of what we do. We have a program after the Pride Parade, potluck for people to come to. This is the first time we've had a fundraiser before the parade itself. And we don't get that much attendance. Well, we don't get a lot of attendance at all from the high schoolers because they're afraid. They don't want to be in a situation where their classmates can beat them up, basically. So what it tends to be, our Pride Parade tends to be adults with children marching with us. We get maybe 30 or 40. But as long as we're here in the community and being present, it's reminding people and hopefully encouraging the younger people, the high schoolers. So, that basically it.
Daniel, obviously, and I feel better now that I know, and I'm not hiding it from anybody. I mean, I'm gonna go to fun like, hey, I'm gay in front of your face, but it's definitely something I'm not gonna shy away from if asked. After my dad found out, I thought that he was gonna kick me out, but he didn't, thanks to my stepmom. And after that, I didn't care, and I openly publicized it on Facebook. I didn't have anywhere else to turn to. That way I could grab the attention of all my family members at once. And for the most part, my mom's side supported me. My dad's side is, I call old-fashioned and not really agreeing to that. He told me to take it off, and I told him, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I'm tired of hiding behind all my masks. He was upset for that. It took me a few months to get over it. But now we're in a stable-ish father-son relationship. So I'm thankful for that. 3 years ago, I would have let people stomp on me, but after my junior year in Floyd, I had sort of stood up more than I had ever done before, and I was really mean if people started using the words faggot and queer, and I told them, like, you can't have the perception to put your mindset in mine because you haven't lived through everything that I have. Sometimes I get upset at people, but then I remember that they have all been brought up to realize that not everyone's going to be just like you and have the same beliefs or similar beliefs. It's definitely moved towards a positive direction, but there's still bumps along the way. One thing I know is it's not going to get better right away. But definitely don't ever lose yourself. And I almost did that for the longest time. After I figured out that I was gay, and a lot of people started saying hurtful things, I started cutting out everything, forearms, chest, back, and face. And I realize now that I shouldn't have done it. But at the time I didn't have anyone to talk to. I didn't know who to turn to. And then after I found some of my friends, it was easier to talk to. But definitely stand up for yourself is a really good way to start. Just because someone says names doesn't, it's gonna hurt deep down somewhere. You can brush it off however you like, but if you stand for what you believe in, as long as it's not hurting others, there's not really much else you could probably do. Just be yourself, have fun, don't hurt yourself,
Yeah.
and don't hide.